Well, Bennett Kessler filed this update. In August, the Inyo County District Attorney's Office announced that Bishop area resident Rebecca Bragdon had entered pleas of guilty to misappropriation of public funds from the Eastern Sierra Tri-County Fairgrounds. Now, sentencing was originally scheduled for October 22nd. According to Inyo District Attorney Tom Hardy, the court moved sentencing from October 22nd to November 19th. That'll be at 1 p.m. in Bishop. Judge Brian Lamb had been scheduled in a court trial all day on the 22nd, which caused the continuance. Now, Bragdon's pleas arose from the charges that she embezzled funds from the fairground when she was employed as an office manager from July 2012 through July 2013. The matter was originally investigated by the Inland Division of the California Highway Patrol, since the fairgrounds are state-owned facilities. Now, Ms. Bragdon pled guilty to violating Penal Code Section 424, commonly known as misappropriation of public funds, and Penal Code Section 470, commonly known as forgery. Both charges are felonies. Restitution was also set in the case at $25,979.82. Under the terms of an agreed-upon disposition, Ms. Bragdon may be ordered to serve up to 1 year in the Inyo County Jail and will be placed on 5 years of formal probation. Probation terms will include requirements that she pay restitution and be subject to search for stolen property, as well as any other terms which may be deemed appropriate by the sentencing court. Now, by entering the pleas, Bragdon will also be barred from holding any public office. The terms of incarceration will be determined by the court at the time of sentencing. Well, with the change in the seasons, the Mammoth Lakes Fire Protection District would like to remind all users of wood-burning appliances to make sure that your heating system is ready to keep you and your family warm this winter. Now, the press release notes that there are numerous activities that one needs to perform on the system to give you heat and a winter free of problems. Now, the National Fire Protection Association reports that a third of the people using wood-type heating have never cleaned or inspected their chimneys or stovepipes, or knew that they needed to. Now, in addition, there are many who have never used wood as a source of heat, or who are looking at ways to reduce their heating bills and have decided to add a wood heating source to cut costs. Now, many people are turning to a wood type heating source and will be assuming that the wood heating system that is located in a rented apartment, condo, or house is ready to use. Now is the time to check all of the components of your heating system and to become familiar with how to use wood as a heating source. Now, if you are not qualified to make this type of evaluation, the press release notes you should refer to a specialist before use. Now, the winter season results in an increase of structure fire activity, and the press release notes that most of these fires are a result of improper heating uses. Now, you can see much more on this story on our website, sierrawave.net, and if you would like any additional information on these topics or anything else pertaining to your safety, you are free to contact the Mammoth Lakes Fire Station, 760-934-2300. Well, Bennett Kessler filed this report. Landscape season has mostly faded away, and the mood of homeowners in West Bishop has mostly faded too, along with the water that flows down Bishop Creek from the upper lakes. Empty ponds in front of yards, as one man put it, are ugly, and the state of water flow is depressing. Rocky Baker, board member of the Bishop Creek Water Association, said that practically everybody in the association has gone dry. Baker said it's hard to get consistent flows to people when the strength of the flows is all over the place. Now, Baker said right now there is no immediate impact, and a lot of people are, quote, resigned to the small amount of water available, end quote. Baker said that right now the natural flow in Bishop Creek is 7 to 10 cubic feet per second, supplementing 10 to 12 CFS out of Lake Sabrina. Now, that all adds up to 20 CFS at Plant 6. Baker said this is 15 to 20 CFS less than all had hoped for in terms of winter flows. Rocky Baker described the situation as frustrating. He said when he and others ask people about the water, they are told this has never happened before. Baker said it's hard to get consistent flows to people when no one knows how much water will actually flow down. Now, although some have engaged in finger pointing, most realize that it is the third year of drought with no real storage plan. Said Baker, quote, "We're trying to spread water the best we can," end quote. Now, more is expected on the whole situation at a meeting of the Bishop Creek Water Association Board, and that is set for Tuesday, November 4th at the Bishop Union High School Library, scheduled to start at 7 p.m. Steve Stevens, president of the Water Board, said that Debbie Hess and Dan Golden of Southern California Edison are expected to be available at that meeting. Well, on Saturday at around 10:30 a.m., CAL FIRE, Inyo USFS, Lone Pine Fire Department, Olancha Fire Department, and Independence Fire Department all responded to a wildland fire near the intersection of Tuttle Creek Road and Indian Springs Drive in the Alabama Hills area. Lone Pine Fire Department arrived on scene first, confirmed the fire, and they reported structures were threatened. Quick response of all resources kept the fire to 1 acre and no damage to structures. The press release from CAL FIRE said air resources from as far away as Columbia Air Base and Bishop Airport assisted in controlling the fire. Now, this past weekend, CAL FIRE actually staffed an extra resources in the Owens Valley in anticipation of the predicted high winds and low humidity, and the preparation paid off. Great cooperation, according to the press release, from outside agencies and resources served the community well and kept the fire to a minimum. The cause is under investigation by CAL FIRE investigators. People are reminded that conditions and vegetation are still very dry, and everyone is asked to use caution and common sense when outdoors. Now, for safety tips, you can visit the website calfire.ca.gov to learn what you can do to prevent wildland fires. Well, last week, California Highway Patrol stopped a vehicle in Big Pine for seatbelt violations. Officers said it was later revealed that the 1996 Ford F-150 pickup was stolen. Press release from the CHP said officers also said that the driver of the vehicle, Gabriel Michael Anderson, age 29, of Corona, was wanted on 2 outstanding felony warrants. The CHP said that both Anderson and his passenger, Elisa Earl, age 28, of Paris, California, were arrested on a charge of a stolen vehicle along with Anderson's outstanding warrants. Now, officers said they searched Anderson and found burglary tools in his pockets. They said a search of the vehicle revealed additional burglary tools, various bank cards with different names, several lists containing credit card information with security codes, social security numbers with attached names and birth dates, personal information, along with a state of California benefits identification card. Officers also said they found a counterfeit $100 bill. The CHP said they also found a neon yellow fluid in a jar that tested positive for methamphetamine. Both Anderson and Earl were charged with a stolen vehicle, possession of stolen property, possession of methamphetamine, providing false information to a peace officer, delaying a peace officer in the course of duties, burglary tools, forgery, possession of personal identity information with intent to defraud. A search warrant was obtained to search the belongings of Anderson and Earl where they were storing their items. Officers said that search revealed additional burglary tools and more evidence of forgery, including printing counterfeit money. This investigation ongoing and is being assisted by the CHP CCI unit as well as INET. We'll be back with more news.